Hi everybody and welcome back. Today I wanted to make a really quick video about something that I think can help you overcome comparitis or comparing yourself to other people. Now, just a disclaimer, I still compare myself to other people even though I'm accomplishing some of my biggest goals and dreams. That still does not mean that I don't see somebody else and I compare myself to them, whether it's judging myself, judging them. It's a natural human instinct. It's not something I'm proud of, not something that I try and do ever, but it's just human instinct. And I know that these 3 steps can help you overcome it because it helps me each time that I find myself in this comparison, judgmental cycle that I go through, or that everybody can go through. What is step numero uno? The first thing that you want to do when you notice that you're comparing yourself to somebody, it can be in your head, it can be out loud, it can be whether you're doing it on social media or if you see somebody out in public. The first thing that I want you to do is stop. Stop and notice. Just give yourself a little flicker in your mind, a little siren, and say, whoa, I'm comparing myself right now. Like, that doesn't feel good. It's a negative feeling and I just need to realize that I'm doing it. That is the first thing that you have to do before taking any other action. And you're gonna notice that when you start to do this, you're gonna notice it much more faster and much more often. And you'll probably get kind of down on yourself and say, man, am I comparing myself again? But again, natural human instinct, no judgment. Step number 1, stop. Notice that you're comparing yourself to somebody else and that it's not a good feeling. It's not you at your best. That's number 1. Dos. I've been practicing my Spanish on Duolingo. Can you tell? So number 2 is to say something nice about the other person, because typically what we do when we compare ourselves to others, it's something that we're either bringing them down to make ourselves feel better, or we're judging them, or we don't like something about them, whatever it may be. Realize in that moment that when you stopped and noticed that you're comparing, that this person is a good person. Somewhere deep down, they have good traits, they have morals and values that make them worthy to be on this earth. Even though you don't know what it might be, if you think that they're a bad person, a mean person, we are not here to judge. We are not here to change how other people are. We are here to show up at our best and remind ourselves that we have worth here and that so do other people. It's not our place to tell other people what their worth is or to know that. It's just to say, you know what, even though I don't like this person or I don't like the choices they're making, maybe it's something that they're wearing or what they're doing, but they are a good person in this way. Just something along those lines. Say something kind about them because it's going to counteract that negative comparison that you just tried to do. And a good way to think about it is when you say something negative, this can be in general, it doesn't have to just be when you compare yourself to somebody. When you have one negative thought or one negative statement, you have to say 3 positive things to offset it. Isn't that crazy? Maybe you don't think, hey, when I say something negative, I've got to say 3 things just to overcome that, to have a positive day or a more positive mindset. So that is one way to just start to flip the switch of being negative, comparison, complaining, whatever it may be, is to stop, notice that you're doing it, and then 2, to say something kind about the other person, because automatically you're not going to be thinking something negative, you're not going to be saying anything passive aggressive, you're just going to be saying something kind about that other person to get you out of that comparison rut. Número 3. My accent's awful, I hope Carlos doesn't watch this. Number 3 is then to say something kind about yourself. Now, again, we often tend to say negative things about other people because it makes us feel better or it validates our decisions, our choices. While it might make us feel good, it's not a good way to feel good. And there's always some kind of like dirty feeling behind it that you don't want to feel. You want to feel good because, again, you are a person who deserves love, you have worth, you belong here for a reason. These are the things that you want to feel good about, not by putting somebody else down. Now, when you compare yourself to other people, sometimes we're actually praising the other person and saying like, oh my God, they look so good, they're so pretty, I want their stuff, and it's putting us down. It makes us feel bad about ourselves. And a good way to counteract that, again, one negative thought, you gotta say 3 positive thoughts. So to start that, say something kind about yourself. Remind yourself that what they have is their life, it's their choices. You don't know everything that's going on and you cannot judge. Again, it's all about you can't control what other people do. You can only control how you respond and how you react. And if it's coming from a place of, I don't know, maybe jealousy, guilt, frustration, anger, any of those things, you want to remind yourself again, just like how you did for that other person, that you are kind, you are good, you have values, you have purpose, you have morals, and you have self-worth. That is the formula, the 3-step formula to overcoming comparitis. Stop and recognize that you're comparing yourself to someone else or them to you. 2, say something kind about them. And 3, say something kind about yourself. The first couple times you do it, you might sound silly or you might get like a little frustrated with yourself, like, oh man, now I gotta go through this process again. But it's gonna help you to not compare yourself. The more you practice it, the more you realize that it's just gonna become part of your nature to not want to compare yourself to other people, because you're already gonna start realizing, oh wait, you know what? I don't know them that well, or even if I do know them, I shouldn't be judging them. I shouldn't be comparing myself. We are both good people. We have our own purpose, our own worth, and our own values and morals, that we should not be comparing one another because we are 2 different people. Does that make sense? I feel like it's really simple, but sometimes you don't know how to get out of that rut once you get stuck in it. And if you're surrounded by people that are always doing these things, it's hard to not buy into that whole comparitis disease. That's such a nasty way of putting it. So if you know in your life that you tend to compare yourself to other people and it either A, puts other people down, or it doesn't make you feel too good, try this 3-step formula when it occurs and let me know if it works, because for me, I find that when I do it more often, it makes me feel so much better. And no matter who I am, what I'm doing, or who somebody else is, I don't want to bring other people down and I don't want to bring myself down. I always want to be a source of positivity and kindness and not get my positive energy by bringing others down, and vice versa. I wouldn't want someone doing that for me because they don't know everything that's going on in my life. So maybe you've judged me before, I don't know, but I just want you to know you don't have to judge, you don't have to compare. You are perfect in your own special way, and that you have your own gifts, talents, and value that you can add to the world. You don't need to be comparing yourself. Yes, this is my 3-step formula. If you have ever heard of a 3-step formula for trying to not compare yourself to others, cool. If not, try this one out and let me know in the comments down below, or send me a personal message if you don't want to send one publicly in the comments. That's okay too. I would love to help you overcome this mindset of comparitis, because it is preventable and it is curable. That is your nursing prescription for the day. All right, everybody, if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe down below. Like it if you want to see more, so then that way I can continue to make content to help you live your ideal life. If you want to connect with me on social media, I'll also leave those linked down below. That is all. Have a great day and a great week.